This is the Farms.com Soybean Report, brought to you by Mycogen Seeds. Mycogen Seeds, driven by your success.
Hi, my name's Dean Scott. I have 25 years experience with agronomy and self-propelled sprayers. I'd like to speak to you today a little bit about some mid-season thoughts on what you should be doing with your sprayer. This time of year we get into switching chemistry a lot between fungicides and other pesticides. So cleanliness and boom clean out, tank clean out are very important. We'd like to touch a little bit on some hot areas on the sprayer that you might want to consider taking an extra special look at. Start out with the tank. Always triple rinse the tank. Use a good cleaner. Follow label directions with what kind of cleaners that you need based on the chemistry you've been spraying. Once you're flushing out the sprayer, there are some areas we'd like to point out. On the new booms with wet boom plumbing, the ends of the pipes can be dead spaces and will hold some chemistry that you may not want on the next crop. Going into soybeans this time of year, we're spraying some late herbicides, maybe some fungicide and fertilizer, foliar fertilizer applications. Crops are pretty sensitive to just little bits of chemistry that should not be there. So this particular sprayer is equipped with express end caps, which helps make sure that dead space is very much minimized and eliminated. Strainer baskets are another area that need to be cleaned out. Take them apart. It is worth the effort. Residue do sit in the bottom of them. Some of these self-propelled sprayers have dual flow meters as well. Always be sure when you're cleaning out your sprayer to open the tap. If it's a segregated by a tap or a ball valve, be sure to open that and while you're rinsing, because some product can lay in there. Even though you haven't used it, it can be an area where some products can hide. Other areas at this time of year, with the GPS system, the tilt compensation may need to be calibrated. Some of these systems can steer down rows, so just to make that accuracy a little better, it takes a very minimal amount of time in most GPS operated equipment to calibrate the tilt compensation on the receiver. When we're spraying different products, we go through a number of tips. A lot of herbicides in this mid-season spraying. We want to make sure we're using some very good drift control, air inducted tips. Make sure, be conscious of droplet size isn't too big for the tasks that you're doing, but there's a wide variety of air inducted tips that do a good job across many pesticides. There are specialized ones if you're doing fungicide applications in wheat or soybeans at this time of year. So take a look at what the newest out there. They have some nice directional tips that tend to give better coverage for foliar applications and fungicides. So there's many suppliers, but air induction is really help with getting the most value, all the product that you put in the tank onto the field and minimizing drift. So at this time of year, we need to be targeting and taking an IPM approach to our pest problems in the field. Work with agronomists or do some research on what is there and target those pests specifically. Be sure to calibrate the sprayer. Even though a lot of the newer sprayers have rate controllers, it is worthwhile to check the nozzles to make sure your pressures are getting hit where you need them to be.
This has been the Farms.com Soybean Report, sponsored by Mycogen Seeds.